Hello Aquarius and welcome to your Astroflower monthly reading for March. How was February? Did you enjoy your birthday season? I hope so. February was that month of purification. Loads of things going on in February. And I think it was the movement into, the first tentative steps into the age of Aquarius. Now we're into March, and March is all about moving into action, getting on. It's marching on. That's what March seems to be about. And I've got to say, most signs have had it difficult for the first 2 weeks. So it's starting that journey. Sometimes it's difficult to start the journey. And sometimes, you start a journey, your bag is okay, but it's, your rucksack, it's not perfect. But as you go further down the journey, you arrange your bag so it's easier to carry. And that's what it's like. It's a bit like, teething problems of getting on, as it were. So anyway, let's go in and see what's going on for you. We've got the overall energies here. We've got the karmic message for your relationship side, karmic message for your material side. That's job, business, and projects. So the relationship side is also about your emotions. It's also about your spirit and so forth. This is week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. But you can also look at it as influence from the universe, influence from your past self, influence from your future self, and the general sort of outcome. Okay, so let's just get on with your reading. I hope you have a lovely reading. Right, so first card out the deck, the Empress. Taking control of the situation. Emotionally. I think this is where the energy overall is giving you a consistency within the vibration. It's not peaks and troughs. Which allows you that time and space to organize various things. So let's just say if I'm, if we took life like a pizza, you got to get your tomato sauce, you've got to get your vegetables and whatever sort of fillings you want to do in it. And everything goes to place in its time. And once it's all put together, then you get the result of what you want out of life, if you want a pizza. That's what life is about. And here is about sort of like combining multitudes of different things in order to get the results that you so desire. And the overall energy is going with you here, is really supporting you, I think. Out of all the signs, maybe, you're going to be one of these signs that really come off in it as well. On your relationship side, you get on your spiritual and your emotional side, you get the 9 of Cups. I think this is the time now to start exploring all those possibilities that you may have conjured up over the past month and a half, and testing things, trying things out, tasting things in life, tasting things in regards to relationships, tasting things in regards to spiritual practices, anything from yoga, praying, sort of meditation, fasting, whatever sort of like floats your boat. I think it's a case here of this month here of trying things out. In the first week here, you get the 7 of Swords. I think this ties into the overall energy, actually, more than anything else. This intelligent side which you have, and it's obvious from your past sort of yearly readings that you've really got to grips with this within your spirit, I think. And now it's a case of playing smart in regards of the possibilities that are around you. And not allowing your emotions to, run wild, as it were, because it may take you off your pathway. That's the intelligence, I think, comes out with it. And in the second week of March, you get the Wheel of Fortune. I think with this setting up in the first week, and I think the first week is about that, sort of like putting things into place, as it were, collecting those sort of 9 cups together, all those possibilities. And in the second week, this is where you're putting your first foot forward. And you're creating the good vibration with someone else, with your partner, with a new love, or with relationships in regards to family, friends, and community, and so forth. This is where you're sort of taking that first step towards creating that environment that really corresponds to you. And it's built around a lot of security. Yes, I think this is where you have control over your emotions. With the King of Pentacles is very learned, and that ties in with the first week here of that playing smart. And that playing smart is having that knowledge and understanding of how you work, so you can apply that to everybody that is around you, and take the best out of life and get the best out of the relationships, so other people can get the best out of you and get the best out of the relationship. You know, the overall outcome, you get the 9 of Wands. I think this is the end. I think this month here, as I say, is getting on to starting the journey. And I think the 9 of Wands here is like you've tested out a few things and you now see what works and what doesn't work for you in regards to emotions, spiritual practices, relationships, that sort of thing. And I think you're realizing that there's some sort of there's some forms of interaction with other people that just doesn't correspond with you more than anything else, and those are those healthy boundaries. So you know, there's like I've got a friend who loves cooking, but they hate say like going to watch a football match. So I'm not going to take them to football, but I will take them to a restaurant. You know, that's the sort of thing about healthy boundaries, about knowing which is the best angle to play in life. And it seems like you're setting that all up this month in regards to your relationships. A very, very healthy way of setting yourself for a beautiful future. On your financial side, you get the World card on your karmic path. Yes, I think finances is, or jobs or business or projects and so forth are really going to be important to you this year, this birthday year for you. I think this is a case of opening up a whole new repertoire of making money. And I don't think it's one thing. I think it's a multitude of different things, because the world has every element on with the world. And this is a new opportunity. This is a new paradigm for you. But it's not just one thing. It's victories on various things. So it could be a case of when you renovate a house and make money out of a house whilst you're getting, you know, a decent job, or, you know, you're improving your career path, or you're improving your business. It's not just on one angle. I think it's on a multitude of angles. And I think you're stepping into this persona of earning money in a very, very beautiful way. In the first week, yes, there's a lot to carry by the looks of things. Because I said there's a multitude of different things, it means that there's a lot going on. And sometimes in the first week, and this is what I mean about starting the journey, that can be a little bit difficult at times. You know, it seems like you've got a lot of things around you in the first week. Maybe organization of how you put your effort into different things is really important in the first week. So you don't get swamped and, you know, you don't get slowed down on your pathway. That's what it seems like. I think this is actually quite good, because it means you have a lot of attributes, as it were, because this person here has gone on a journey. They're coming to the end of it. They're arriving at that town and they've got a lot of wands to sell. But it's been a long journey. It's been carrying a lot. And I think this is where you know, in the first week here, I think they may need a bit of sorting the chaff from the wheat and seeing what really works for you as you go into this new paradigm. The second week, and the influence from your past as well, is all about that good quality work, really. It's time to get down and start planting those seeds, I think, for this future. It's really time to get into your journey. And it's a slow night. The night's not really going anywhere. Everything's coming to that night because he's planting the seeds, and then he's just there to collect the fruit. He doesn't have to go off on a mission per se. And this is where I think you need to start planting the seeds, which could well be in that group of wands there. Once you set it up at the beginning, planting the seeds in the next week will be a very, very good idea. It could be investing, buying something, getting that loan, opening that business, starting that YouTube channel, whatever it is. It seems like in that sort of week, it's time to get on. Yeah, this is where the World card really starts shining for you. In the third week, when we move into Aries, which is good for you, fire sign with air works well. This is where the Wheel of Fortune here, this new paradigm, is really opening up to your dreams and your aspirations. And I think you're getting a hand on it, actually, more than anything else. And the thing is about this star card here, she knows where to put the water. And I think that's what that is all about. These 2 preparation weeks here. As I said, it's not been easy for the first 2 weeks. It's sort of sorting things out. And that's what it seems like here. But in the 3rd week, it's then the time to sort of strike and really get into your stride, get into your, start running, as it were. This is, people say it's a conflict card, and yes, it can well be. I'm not sure if it's a conflict on the outside world. There is a degree of that, I think. I think it's a degree of defending your position, which is, very possible. But I don't think that's the biggest thing. I think actually the biggest thing is that internal conflict more than anything else. And, to be the best example of yourself. That's how the internal conflict can turn out. You could waste your time doing something and you could really beat yourself up because you've spent all your time doing this, that, and the other, and you haven't got on and done what you're supposed to do. And, that's that inner conflict within yourself. And if you're striding to be the highest example of yourself, take time out to check yourself before you go on and start doing things. So that it's you end up at the end of the day with something very productive. But your dreams are there, and it seems like you do have to fight for it in a way. And it doesn't mean fighting for it in sort of bringing everybody else down. It's a fighting for it in a sense where you've got to be determined to get what you want, get that star card. Let's go on to the clarification. Thank you very much for being here, by the way. I really do appreciate it. There's loads of links in the description below. There's also links to our sister channel, Cymatic TV, which is all about energy. Loads going on there with the sun at the moment. Absolutely amazing. So you get the Empress card. And as I said with the Empress card, it's a multitude of different things. It's like getting everything in place here. And she's got control, and this constant energy here that's coming through from you. She can, she has to attribute all of the sort of like the forest, the waterfalls, the mountains, the plains in order to get that wheat, which is at her base. And this is showing here where you have to be, when you're involved in something or with someone, be with them. Don't have your head elsewhere. That's what I think it's saying more than anything else. If you do that, then I think that's what's going to make life a lot easier for you and helping you to put into place, in working your plans and your dreams and your aspirations. With the 9 of Cups, you get the 2 of Pentacles. I think this is on your karmic path, and it's to see what works. And as I said, I think this is what comes out here, playing smart, stepping off and on to the journey, using your knowledge and understanding. So then you've got those healthy boundaries in place. So then you can get the best out of your relationships that are around you. I don't see one-to-one stuff here. It's much more groups and family and stuff like that. And this is sort of saying, out of all those beautiful 9 cups, you've got to work out which is good for you. So this is where I said, tasting things, trying things out, I think is really good for this month. It's going to help you enormously for the coming future. Let's just see what's going on with the 7 of Wands. Playing smart, head towards your happiness. This is exactly what I said about, I've got a friend who likes going to restaurants and doesn't like going to football, or to soccer, or whatever you call it. This is what this is all about. Playing to your, using your intelligence to play for your happiness. And you like restaurants and you like football, so you can go to either. But you prefer to go with someone who would also appreciate being there at that restaurant with you. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I think that's what it's all about. With the Wheel of Fortune on the 2nd week, this is when you start the journey, this is when you're going to start seeing things differently. And I think this ties into the 9 of Wands, which comes out at the top. This is helping you to see things differently as you start getting into your stride with the Wheel of Fortune. Seeing things differently will allow you to see what things work and what things don't work, like that sort of thing that comes off of that, with the 9 of Cups that go along with it. Once you can see things differently, that's when you can put into place your healthy boundaries. And that's what I think what maybe the King of Pentacles is doing here. Yeah, you get the 5 of Swords. This is a decision. This is the direction you need to take. And I think this direction in regards to relationships around you, I think you're going to find that there's some relationships that just are a bit of a headache. And, you know, it's not that they're nasty people. It's not that you're nasty. It's just that it just doesn't sit with you, as it were. You know, it just doesn't click, as it were. And I think this is where using your understanding and your wisdom of how things work will allow you to make a brave decision and head off down your pathway. Because the 9 of Wands is about going down a pathway here. And I think this is about putting in the great, you know, putting into action the greater plan for you, your family, and your friends, basically, more than anything else. It's to do with you and life on this month here. Then you get the Devil card here. So the Devil is in the detail. Going off on that journey and using those healthy boundaries is about the detail. And I think the detail does come through on that, and about the choices that you're making according to those 9 cups. You know, those abundant sort of joys and gifts and everything like that, that not only come from the outside world, but also come from you. And this here is about the Devil's in the detail, but also the Devil will bring light to the situation. So it will show you pathways which are not for you. And that's where you get the temptation to kind of go, oh, I wonder what's off down there. And you lose 2 or 3 years of your life wandering off somewhere. And that's what those healthy boundaries are all about. And so I think this is, not only is this a helpful card, but it is also a warning card, sort of saying, make sure you stay true to your pathway of what you want to be living in the going future. Okay, let's just see what's going on in your financial side, on the jobs and what have you. Because on that side there, I think, as I said, I think it's more important, that side. I think you know how to deal with your relationships, really. You get the 2 of Wands. 2 twos down this side now, both on your karmic path. It is about choosing. It is about choosing and getting on, sticking to the plan. As I said here, is about that internal struggle. I think you need to plan it. I think you need to have a real program for the day, and doing a meditation in the morning and working out what your needs are and what your wants are, which we go into on the Astroflower about the tea meditation, is a really good way of planning your day. And this will then incite in this new paradigm, this new world that you're going into. With that planning, may need quite a bit of traveling as well. So in order to obtain that star, or in order to obtain that that dream or that ambition, you might have to travel a bit. And you've got another 2 with this as well. As I said, I think you've accumulated a lot over the past, or you've got a lot of ambitions here. Just choose the ones that you're in alignment with you, that you feel good at, that you feel that you enjoy doing, that makes you feel elated. The moment you start doing that, you're going to be able to realize what ones you can just let go and what ones you can just take with you. And getting on and doing that work is in the second week with the Knight of Pentacles, which we get the 7 of Cups, which is really nice. It's my card of the evident path, basically. You know, you got lots of possibilities, which I said was in that sort of scenario with that Wands there. I think you've got lots of possibilities around you. And I do believe that you're going to accumulate, you know, more than one way of earning money here. And now it's the time to get on and follow that evident path, because there's only one cup that's giving you the good stuff. And I think that's where you've got to start getting on. And I think that's what the planning's all about. And sticking to the plan is really important for you. Really demanding for you, but really important for you. And then with the Star card, you get the 8 of Swords. This is interesting. Only you can hold yourself back from your own success. If you want that star, if you want that ultimate ambitions in life, regardless of what they are and what level they are, some of you, want to make $20 billion. It's a huge ambition. You might well be disappointed, but, you might well not be. But, there's other people that are just kind of going, do you know what? I'd love to run a snack, a food truck. I'd love that. I'd love that. It'd be such a laugh. And I think this is it. Don't be limited by yourself in a way. Make sure if you stick to the plan and concentrate on that goal and keep your eye on the goal, you're going to free yourself up from that inner conflict more than anything else, I think. Yeah. Strength card. The strength card is not just about courage and being true and strong to yourself. It's also about sort of, quelling your doubts or quietening your doubts within you. And I think this, as I said, this is a bit of an internal conflict more than anything else. Staying strong and true to your plans will set things up in a way that's going to provide for you what you've so set out as goals. That's why that planning thing is really important. If you're not going to plan for it, you may find yourself a little bit trapped and in conflict. Okay? So, there you go, Aquarius. Thank you very much for being here. Really do appreciate it. I hope you get the best out of all of these readings. Don't forget about the links in the description below and our sister channel, Cymatic TV. I'll either see you there or here. But in the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.